Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in, giving a little bit of your time. Today, as you can see by the stack behind me, I'm going to go over my collection of books on music, rock, whatever it is, different genres. A lot of it is Beatles stuff, but I'll go over it all. I'm not going to be here all day. Don't look at that pile and be daunted by it. So I'm going to start off with this one I picked up a couple of years ago. The Last Days of John Lennon by James Patterson. This is a pretty good read. It's a long read. There's not a lot of. There's a few pictures in the centerfold of it, but there's not a lot. It's a good read though. And I also have. This is an essential album guide by Music Hound. And it goes A to Z, and it's got blues and jazz and whatever in here as well. Everything from the 50s up to the what year does this go up to? This book is from, I forget what year this book is from. I picked this up used at one of my favorite record stores that I go to. This book's from '99, so it's not up to date. It's still a good read. The only problem I have with books collections of stuff like this is that it's not really overly big on Canadian bands. And so what do we got in here? We got this is Rock 100, and this shows the top 100 lists of songs for the year starting from 1956 up to 86. Yeah, so you can see it's got all the lists of songs from all those years. Helps keep track of where they finished and what ones I've got and what ones I want to get. This I also picked up in my friend's record store Crazy Bob's down in Langley. And this is Dustin Groove's Adventures in Record Collecting. And it's not really about record collecting itself, it's about 6 or 7 people, avid collectors, and their collections of what they collect and why, and there's tons of cool pictures inside. Yeah, really, really cool book. Yeah, one of the guys in this book is, God, he's in Jimmy Kimmel's band, I want to say. This one, Encyclopedia of Rock Stars. I got this at a bookstore years ago. This one is from, where is this one from? What year? 96. So a lot of these books are out of date, but you know, they're still interesting reads. A lot of good photographs on artists. A lot of information on them. Yeah, goes by artists. And again, a lot of these books like this do not have a great collection of Canadian artists in them because they're almost all American books. And the bigger, it's got Rush and Triumph, and I think Gordon Lightfoot might be in that one, but there's not a lot of Canadian artists in them. The ones that are more homegrown are omitted from there. And then I got this one, which is Music That Rocked the World, 3 Decades of Music, Shaped Like a Record. I mainly bought this one for the cover. It's pretty cool, but it goes through 60s, 70s, so it gives stories on the band itself and photographs of them. I can't get used to this camera because everything is backwards on it, so if I hold the picture to the left, then the picture's moving the other way. So that's a pretty interesting read. Yeah, not a bad one. And there's the Rolling Stone Encyclopedia of Rock and Roll. And this one, yeah, I bought this one second hand as well. This is from, where is this one from? 2001. And same sort of idea, goes through bands and artists. A through Z. It was all about about their career, lists of all their albums and who's played on them. Interesting read. And then I got this one, Definitive Illustrated Encyclopedia of Rock. This one I bought new a bunch of years back. Big heavy hardcover book. And this one has, all write-ups and pictures and same idea as the other ones. This one goes A through Z, but no, this one has Bryan Adams in it. Yeah, you get the idea of it. Every era, every genre. This one I thought was really cool. 100 Best Album Covers. And this has pictures of the album covers, who designed them, what the meaning of it was, or why they picked this particular design. Stones. Mostly classic covers. There's some newer stuff in here. This book is, again, most of my book collection's a few years old now. This one's from, I think I got this one off Amazon. This one's from '01. It's neat to look through these books and see what stuff you have that's on their lists. And this, I don't know if you know this English band, Wishbone Ash, been around forever, fantastic band. If you ever get a chance to see them live, do it. These guys are awesome live. I saw them at a recording studio, actually. It was that they do live shows at. It seats about 100. This was down in White Rock a bunch of years back. And yeah, it's very intimate. Seats 100. You're mere feet from the stage. The sound is just absolutely perfect. And I got a few magazines saved as well. This is Time magazine from the Who concert about when they had the Stampede. I saw this one and saved it. And yeah, it's still an interesting read today. I don't know where the article is on it in here. I haven't read this one for a while, but I've got it preserved, as you can see, in the plastic sleeve. Where is it? I can't find the story in here. Anyway, it's got a good article in here on them and that show, and about the band and how they felt and reacted. And there's another one I got. I got this one at a concert back in '79 or '80. It was the same Cincinnati tour. They came to Vancouver, and they actually had a lottery in the newspaper to win tickets to it. They didn't have the festival seating, and they didn't have tickets available to anybody to scalp, so you got a chance to enter your name, and if you were drawn, you had the right to buy 4 tickets. And yeah, me and a few friends went. That was a great show. That was an awesome show. Really cool book. And then this one is by Martin Popoff out of Toronto. He does a lot of videos on YouTube with Peter from Sea of Tranquility. And that's Rush, album by album. One of my favorite bands. And this is really cool. So yeah, it goes... obviously, album by album, year by year, all about the album, what went into it, the thoughts behind it, how the songs were chosen and mixed, and yeah, really good. And he rates them all. And I got more magazines. I see these things, impulse buys, I see these things all the time at grocery store checkouts, and I just can't resist them. So, The Ultimate Guide to AC/DC. This is really good because this one's really current. Goes up to, I think this had Power Up in it. And then there's a trivia question at the end. See what you know about it. Yeah, this has up to power up in it, so it's current. And that's a really good one. And then there was Life, Fleetwood Mac. This came out after Christine McVie passed. Very sad. But all sorts of photographs and information from the band from their young days before Buckingham Nicks joined them. Lots of cool photos. I haven't read that one since. I should read that again. That was a good read. And then there's the Ultimate Collector's Edition of the Rolling Stones. I'm more a Beatles fan, but this is still an interesting read. And this goes up to... What year did this go up to? This went up to, I think, A Bigger Bang. Yeah, goes up to that one. If you like the Stones, that's a good one to have. And then I got this one, Pink Floyd. This actually came with a... I got this one used in a record store. I saw it in the window. And it actually came with an album set, I believe. Oh, this is a poster. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Got a huge poster, fold out in the back, that will never get torn out and hung up. But all sorts of cool photos. One of my favorite bands again. Dark Side of the Moon, my favorite album. That's a good book. And then we got Rolling Stone Collector's Edition of Pink Floyd, Ultimate Guide. I actually bought this one for a buddy who's a Pink Floyd fanatic, and turns out he already had 2 copies of it. So I said, okay, I'll keep it and I'll read it. And it's, again, tons of photographs. Really, if you're into Floyd, that's a great read. And then I got the same thing, Ultimate Guide to Zeppelin. Same idea. I mean, I don't know what can be said about them that hasn't already been said, but same idea. Really good one, goes album by album. And I usually read these things while I'm listening to them. Just helps me get into them a little bit more, I guess. And another one on Zeppelin. And then we get into some sad stuff. I saved from the week after John Lennon was shot. I saved Time, Maclean's, which is a Canadian magazine, and I saved Newsweek, and all about that maniac and what happened, events leading up to it and after it. Oh, and I've also got the cutout from the local paper from when George Harrison passed. 58, way too young. And then this came out, excuse me, sorry. This came out after he passed as well. And this is all about him. Yeah, it's a really sad read. But lots of articles, lots of good reports on him in there, lots of interviews. And we're getting down there, don't worry. It's only been 14 minutes. I'm not going to keep you here all day if you're still with me. This I picked up. I know this came out. It was expensive. And I picked it up at a thrift store for, I think, $7. Yeah, brand new, $40 US. So Canadian, it would have been even more, but I picked this up for like $7. I seem to think at a thrift store. And that's Garth Brooks Anthology Part 1. And this comes with, the front folds out, whole bunch of CDs. Yeah, really cool set. This is the first 5 years. So again, all sorts of stories on each album and what the songs are all about. Again, tons of photographs. Great shots. Not huge into country, but I did get into Garth Brooks. I don't think I can listen to more than an album at a time, but I still like him. And this one I picked up in a thrift store too. I think this was a couple of bucks. And this is lyrics to every Beatles song. Every Beatles song and what it's all about. And it's rated as well, each song. This was done by Steve Turner. I've got another book by him somewhere, but it's probably one of the ones I've already gone through. But yeah, all sorts of photos and background on every song. And this one, this is a big sucker. This is the Beatles Anthology book. It's the companion to the Beatles Anthology DVDs or VHS, whatever format you got it on. But this is a fantastic book. This is a long, bloody read. Long read. There's so much information in here. I mean, just so many cool old photographs that were never released before in this until this time. All about the beginning and Hamburg and their life before they became famous until, right till the very breakup. This is just an awesome book. Even if you don't have the anthology videos, which are really excellent. If you're a Beatles fan, you have to see those. That is still an excellent book to read. And this is probably my favorite Beatles book of all, and that's Shout by Philip Norman. This is great. This is a great book. Yeah, this one's showing its age. Tons of photographs again. All these books are really good with photographs, and this goes right from day one up to where John Lennon is shot. And yeah, the beginning and the end of it are kind of sad because it deals with John Lennon's death, and then it gets into the history of them. But if you get a chance to find that, that's a really good book. This one I've had since I was a kid. I've had a couple of these books since I was a kid. This is Nicholas Schaffner, Beatles Forever. What a bad book. Doesn't go into a ton of detail like some of the others do, but it's still really good. That's a good one. And this one, oh, my parents gave to me when I was 12 or 13 years old. I've still got it. Tons of photos, tons of information on each album. And yeah, each book has some different photos, so each one is a little bit different. Each one has a bit more information than the other. And that's not a bad book. And then the last one I picked up, and this is the last one in the list, by the way, I'll let you go after this. This is the one I just picked up a month or so ago, and I'm just about finished. I'm near the end. And this is on Canadian Legends, Tragically Hip. And this was after Gord Downie passed of his brain tumor. So this is absolutely up to date, and it goes album by album. It's all done interview style. Everything is done, interviewed each member of the band, goes through all their managers and producers and about each album and what they thought of them and how they picked the songs and who wrote what. Yeah, really, if you like the Tragically Hip, this is a great book to get. I picked this up in a local store in Williams Lake. I picked this up for, God, I think it was $30. And well worth the read. If you're a fan of the band, well worth the read. It's a great book. Just tons and tons of information on here on each album, how they did on each tour, how the guys got along or didn't get along at times. Every band has their internal issues at some point or another. But these guys kept original members right to the end. And that is my rock book collection. I think I'm missing one, but I think I've loaned one out to a friend, and I got to double check on that. But I think I have one more. But that's it for now. So again, thanks for tuning in. I hope I didn't bore you. If you have any of those books, I'd like to hear your opinion on them, because I find all those books. I wouldn't keep them if I didn't like them. So good talking to you. Take care.